Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Hi, I'm John Mallis. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Today we're going to focus on an organization that takes, well, I think they cater to special needs kids, and it's a really phenomenal organization right here in the city of Fresno. You can call in 436-ME-TV option 11, 2 guests in the studio, and then the second half hour will change topics altogether. Back in just a moment. Back here on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Wednesday morning. I'm glad you're here. Glad that we could be here. You're watching us on Comcast channel 187 and 43.6. And of course now 13.1. That is also Me TV, all live right here. Your phone calls are of course a part of this program. Always have been, always will be. 436-ME-TV option 11. We're here now for the full 60 minutes, 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. Just a couple of quick notes, some very good entertainment last night watching the Giants and Dodger game. And of course, Puig and Bumgarner almost went at it. Both benches cleared. They all came out from the bullpen as well. Interesting though, Bumgarner gave up 3 home runs. The Giants lost 4-2. So now the magic number for the Dodgers tonight is, well, it's 1 game for them to win the division. That's all they've got to do. Giants are hoping to get in as a wild card. Meanwhile, the A's lost again. Just a stunning downward spiral by the Oakland A's. They'll be lucky if they make the playoffs. I think they will, but you know, it seems like they can't hit. Ever since Cespedes was traded to Boston, the pitching hasn't come through that well, although last night they got some great pitching out of Sonny Gray. So anyway, we'll keep you updated throughout the week, and it's just kind of fun to watch this time of year as playoff baseball begins. And it kind of ties in to our topic of the day, because we're going to introduce you to an organization that caters to young children ages 7 to 18 years old, mainly with special needs. And what's most remarkable about this organization is that it's fairly new, and it's run and operated by a former Major League Baseball player. I want to take you to the videotape, my friends, and show you what happened here last Saturday, Al Radke Park, where some of these young kids got together for a baseball game. They call themselves the San Joaquin Valley Spartans. It is a competitive traveling baseball team that, well, they practice, they play, they host tournaments. The ages, as I said, range anywhere from 7 years old to 18. In fact, they travel up and down the state of California to play practice games, but baseball isn't the only sport for them. They're into camps, they're into clinics, fitness, nutrition, and mentoring. The Spartans are all part of the Way of Life Sports Foundation. That's the organization that I talked about in the beginning, a registered nonprofit organization. It's a community-based sports program established a year ago and was designed to help these kids who are mainly underprivileged and for those who have special needs. They are growing, they are expanding by the minute. Glad to have a couple of guests here in the studio. Now live in our studio is Jana, Keeley, the Vice President and board member as well. We'll talk to her about her present situation, and also Cardoza Tucker, the President and board member of the program. He is the one I was talking about, former, well, yeah, he's a Fresno guy, played baseball here, went to school here, and he played in the major leagues for around about, what, 9-10 years. We'll be back with our program and your phone calls, 436-ME-TV, option 11. Hey, my friends, it's Wednesday morning. Call in if you get a chance. Back in a moment.
Seaboard to us. America's most watched news channel in Europe.
Back here on the program today, just a reminder, yeah, we're here for the full 60 minutes, and yes, we'll have a different topic, a different subject to talk about in the second half of the program. About 10:40 or so, we have the Armenian Festival coming up, and that's the one that takes place every year across from Selland Arena. So right around 10:40, we'll talk about that in detail with our next guest. But in the meantime, we've got Jana Keeley here and Cardoza Tucker, both from the organization that is helping young kids, and it's the Way of Life Sports Foundation. And this was founded by the way, welcome to the program, my friend.
Welcome. Nice to have us, John.
Yeah, good to see you, Jana.
Yes.
So how did this organization get started? Did you start it?
Yeah, well, we started based off of as a couple kids about 4 years ago that were looking for like 16 to 18 years old, and they were looking for a place to play. So it kind of came about with that. Rounded up a group of like young men that ranged from 16 to 18. We went down to a tournament in San Diego, and it kind of just went from there.
Well, where do you get the funding from? Jana, maybe you can answer that.
For Way of Life Sports Foundation, San Joaquin Valley Spartans is our travel ball league, but aside from general fundraising, we had a benefit dinner a few weeks ago, and we are just looking for sponsors. We're approaching corporations and businesses to see if they were willing to sponsor a team, because we would like to keep it free for all of our special needs athletes.
Yeah, so it's a nonprofit. Is it a 501c3? Do you have any federal grants or state grants or
We're
anything?
working on obtaining a grant writer, and our tax paperwork's in the process, but we are a registered nonprofit, yes.
How would people, let's just right off the bat here, how would people get in touch with you to help out Cardoza?
They can go to our website at wayoflifesportsfoundation.org, or they can check us out too as our traveling baseball team with sjvspartans.com.
Oh, okay. So phone number one more time.
The phone number will be 559 area code 573-4559.
Sounds great, and I want to roll a first piece of videotape here. Might as well do that, and show you what happened last Saturday at Al Radke Park, and doing some playing around there and practicing. And what's going on here, Cardoza?
Well, that's our assistant coach. He's the special needs baseball commissioner, and he's also our 12 and under traveling baseball coach with SJV Spartans. But we're just showing just some basic drills, proper way to field ground balls, throwing techniques, moving their feet around, and this right here is for our special needs league, and we're getting them going.
As far as these children are concerned, what kind of special needs do they have? Jana?
It ranges. I mean, we have an open door policy, so my son, which is on the screen right now, he's 11 and he has autism.
Okay.
But we're also reaching out to those folks who are severely disabled, maybe in a wheelchair or cerebral palsy. Perhaps they have Down syndrome, or
So they have physical challenges. Do some of them also have mental challenges?
yes, our focus is also those with intellectual disorders.
Yeah.
So, such as autism, ADHD, there's numerous disabilities. So.
Right, there are. I know, because I have a daughter that's special needs as well. From a physical standpoint, so I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And she actually went out for tennis at school this
Nice.
year. But I mean, when you're physically challenged, the point is to have fun, right, Cardoza? I mean, you
Right.
played competitive sports. I mean, you played at the highest level that anybody can play, and you're playing to win. But in a league like this, winning doesn't even enter into the picture, does it? What's the point? The point is
for the kids to just have fun, and just because they have some kind of disability doesn't make them different from the rest. They're still capable of going out and fielding ground balls and throwing on not so much a competitive level, but just like you said, just more of recreation. So.
Well, let me ask you, because with my daughter, she told me she wanted to go out for tennis. I know how difficult it is to play tennis because I've tried it, and it is really difficult. But I didn't say that to her. I encouraged her, despite the large hurdles, so to speak, and the difficulties of the game, mastering the game. You have to run all over the court, and you're running all the time, and she has difficulty in running. So I guess my question would be, after pointing that out, you never discourage these kids. You always encourage them, no matter how high the mountain is that they have to climb.
Right.
True. You know,
Is that the key?
It is.
That's the key.
That's the key. We have athlete aides that are going to work right along with the kids. There's some, even adults, because like you said, we're going, with our special needs league, it goes anywhere from 4 to age 80. So for example, my son refuses to put a glove on, but he loves to be on the other side of the fence on the baseball field. So he
Okay.
has an athlete aide for that. And so their general plan is to, you know, protect him from the ball, and, you know, he'll pick up the ball and he'll throw it, but it's like we
Right.
said, no matter the severity.
I want to roll another piece of videotape, and Cardoza, maybe you can talk about this. No matter how difficult the challenge may be for some of these young kids, if you know that they want to try something that you know that they're not going to be very successful, what do you tell them?
Well, like you said, it all goes back to encouraging them and to make it better for them and give them an opportunity to try, you know. So that's what we're all here for. And like you said, it's different levels of their severity too. So you might
Yeah.
have some of the lower functioning, those with disabilities, to the higher functioning, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we try to break them down by the levels of their condition. So we might have some people that play at a higher level that are more competitive, you know
Yep.
what I mean? So
That's right. That's right. Hey, got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. Your question, please.
Yeah, good morning. This is a question to Tucker. Number one, I commend him because, especially with kids with special needs, I used to coach myself, travel team, so I know where he's coming from. But a lot of the times, you know, a lot of the coaches nowadays, and if it's a travel team, it's all about winning.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about like what they're doing in their you know, in their program, you know, just having fun with the, you know, special kids. And I've always tried to do what's good for the kids, not about myself or the parents. But I always, when I was coaching the boys and girls, my first philosophy was show them love. That's number one. And in their case, that program that they're doing, that's what you have to do, because they have different needs, and you have to cater to that. Girls and boys are different in that aspect, you know. And I commend both of you for doing something like that, because not everybody wants to go out there and, you know, spend time and showing these kids the fundamentals. But, you know, number one of all things is you've got to tell them how much you love them, because sometimes the kids don't have that atmosphere.
right.
And I'm glad that you guys are there to you know, show them that it's not about winning, but just to have fun. And I know the parents appreciate it. I would, you know,
Right.
because it's not an easy job, you know. And I commend you both.
Yeah, thank you. Like you said about being competitive, you know, like our travel team and stuff like that. Of course, you get more competitive, like once you have your showcase teams at maybe 16, 17, 18 and under, because, you know, at that point they're trying to get seen and go into college. But at the same time, you know, like my younger kids, I just teach them the basic fundamentals and, you know, and teach them and develop them into young ball players, you know, so.
That's about all you can do.
Right, using some techniques to make the game fun. And takes, you know, baseball or anything you do really is could be a lot of pressure, especially for the young kids, certain situations and everything. So
Yeah.
we develop them, you know, to teach them how to deal with those situations.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to be back here on our program. Connect with me and call in at 436-ME-TV option 11. Plenty of time left and plenty of time to call in. An open phone line is here. We're talking with Jana, Keeley, Vice President, and Cardoza Tucker. He is the President of the Way of Life Sports Foundation here in the city of Fresno, a fairly new organization. Hey, this thing has only been around since last year. Back with our program in just a moment.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
We're back here on our program today, and you know, we live in such a competitive world, whether you're in the business world, the sports world, no matter what we do, and we teach our kids to be very competitive too. And I know I fall into that category. I am as guilty of that as anybody, but having a special needs daughter, you kind of back off that sometimes. And so with this group here, the Way of Life Sports Foundation, are you teaching them to be competitive but have fun? It's really, it's a fine line right there. Go ahead, pick it up, anybody.
I'll say the difference is I've spoken to a lot of organizations, and a lot of people do not keep score, such as like maybe Special Olympics or other organizations. With us, we want to be able to keep score to give them kind of that competitive outlook, I guess, just to make it as normal as possible. I want it to be as close to the real baseball game as there is. So we may keep score, but of course, we're just out there having fun.
Yeah, we have plenty of videotape to show you the kids playing out there at Al Radka Park, and Al Radka, being a former broadcaster here in the Central Valley, very well known, very well respected, and park named after him. It's pretty good to have a park named after you, I'll tell you that right now. And so the competitive spirit, how do you tone it down a little bit so the kids get the idea that, hey, the focus is fun, and if it's 2-1, if it's 10-1, who cares? We all go home happy.
Right.
How do you emphasize that, Cardoza?
Well,
especially for you, being a competitive guy.
You win some, you lose some. So you live to fight another day. So at the end of the day, if you win, what helped me out is I just thought you always got to be just level-headed and just be level. It's going to be roller coasters, ups and downs. You might go at a game. I'm a pitcher, so I might have a start where I'll come out and throw 8 innings with 12 strikeouts. Then my next start, I might just get absolutely hammered, so you can't even record an out. So I just try to teach them, just stay on that same plane, because it's going to be good times, bad times. No matter what happens, you just got to kind of be a how could I say it? Be emotionless, so can't wear your emotions on your sleeve out there.
So are you more along the lines of you don't show your emotions, kind of like Buster Posey? You rarely see Buster Posey show any emotion. Were you that kind of player?
No, actually,
you weren't. Okay.
I was pretty
You keep
intense.
your emotions in check now.
Right.
Not back then.
Yeah, it just depends on the situation. Like you said, like at that level, we were playing against the most competitive people in the world, so
I know
it's a whole nother concept to playing and coaching, so
yeah, with Posey you never know what's going on inside here.
Right. Another good one too is Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that's another one. You don't know what's going on.
Good, so.
You don't know what's going on in his head.
Right.
Good morning. You're on Connect with Me, caller.
Hi, I called in. I'm calling in, but I've tuned in late, and I'm asking. This is a nonprofit, and it's a charity that's to help outreach to kids that have special needs. Is that have I got that right?
Right. It's one of our businesses under our umbrella. We also do, on top of the Special Needs League and our competitive travel ball, we go around to inner city areas such as West Fresno, East Fresno, and we have 2 little leagues that we're forming from ages 4 to 18 as well, more of a recreational leagues. So we also went around, like at Al Radka Park, we went around in our group. We went in, kind of fixed up the fields and modified them back to being safe surfaces to play our games and everything on too. So,
caller, are you still there?
I am.
You want another question? Quickly, go ahead.
I had another question. Does your organization have a primary fundraiser? Because I'd like Diamond Learning Center and some other outreach organizations to get involved and become acquainted with your program, because I know a lot of kids that do have special needs that could make good use out of a ball field and some proper ball instruction. So be sure and give that phone number and the name of the organization. And if you got a fundraiser coming up, I'd like to hear about it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Phone number one more time.
For myself, it's 559-301-7183.
And for myself, it's 559-573-4559.
Okay, roll another piece of videotape, and then we're going to go to break here. I want to take you back out to Al Radke Park because we have a lot of videotape that we shot out there showing some of these kids at the plate. Aside from basically showing the kids about the sport of baseball or softball, do you show them the fundamentals of the game?
We do.
I mean, I saw that piece of videotape when we first started the show. You know, there's one of the coaches out there showing them how to properly get down on a ball and field it. But are there other fundamentals that you teach?
We teach them everything. It's a baseball league or a softball league, however you want to look at it.
So you teach the fundamentals of what? Hitting, fielding,
catching, everything.
Throwing, proper batting. We also do a little bit of fitness where we'll get them involved with doing agility ladders, a little bit of conditioning here and there. They got to run the bases, so.
Yeah. So you teach them to do play the game the right way in terms of fundamentals. And there's one of the kids there running down to first base, and we have a phone call coming in to the program. Good morning, caller. What's your question?
Yes. I would really like to commend you on what's going on with your program. I'm an educator. When I was growing up, I had a father that basically told me, no, you're not good at this, you're not good at that. But now as an educator, I see that you really need to touch a child's spark to get them to grow, get them to basically love life and find something they love. It doesn't necessarily have to be competitive, but it just needs to be something that fulfills their inner self. And once again, I just want to thank you very much for having a program like this available for our local kids.
You're welcome.
And thank you for calling.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it very much. We got to take a break. We're talking with Jana, Keeley, and Cardoza Tucker about the Way of Life Sports Foundation, and it's a charity, and it's a it's a nonprofit. They help special needs kids, and they have other programs. 436-ME-TV option 11. Call in. We're here, and you are there. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Back here on the program, Connect with Me. We do have another phone call coming in. Good morning, caller. What's your question?
I wanted to chime in on just what was said a few minutes ago about letting people do what they need to do. But I also like the idea. When I was an educator myself, I used to have a lot of special needs students in my class. And I never changed the goal of what they had to do. I just relocated that to what they could actually do. I did a percentage break. And a lot of the special ed teachers loved to send kids to my class. And I want to tell you, I have had a student that was able to achieve getting a job because I took the time with that child. And thank God for people like you that take time with the children.
Yeah.
You know, there's that common saying, if a child doesn't learn the way you teach, you must change the way you teach.
Right.
So.
Roll another piece of videotape here from Al Radke Park. I want to ask you first, and I want to comment from both of you. Cardoza, how satisfying is it for you to know you can help out these kids?
I mean, it feels real great. It was a time everybody suffers from, some kind of disability, whether it's a family member or something like that. It feels great for me because I kind of know where they're coming from through injuries. I had it wasn't so severe, but I had Tommy John surgery on my arm and I tore my hamstring. So just with that example, just a little bit of your disability is taken away from you. Couldn't walk, couldn't move your arm. And then actually playing in Japan last year, I couldn't read any signs, and people look at you like, oh, where's this guy from? You know what I mean?
So it's an emotional and a mental setback.
Right.
So you know what that is. It can affect your way of life. It can affect your livelihood, which it did, obviously, and then you had to retire, obviously. But for you, how satisfying is it for you? I mean, you're the mother of a couple of special needs kids, and so.
Well, I have 2 kids. One of them is
one of them is autism.
Yeah, he's blessed with autism, and this has always been my dream. You know, I love sports, and obviously, I'm very passionate about the special needs ever since I was a young girl. So, for instance, our first day Saturday, I stood out in the outfield with my glove against my face, just crying the whole day. I just was so overjoyed. You know, they're on the other side of the fence now, and my son has a pretty severe disability, and so I understand.
For you, Cardoza, is it more satisfying than what you did individually as an athlete?
Through all the other stuff that I've been through, and I had a good career and traveled and seen a lot of stuff, but I guess you could say I'm happier doing what I'm doing here. You know, I'm finally back home with my family, giving back to the community. Seeing the smile on those kids' face, and then even our travel ball team in our leagues, they come up to you, and they as soon as they see you, they run up to you, hug you.
Yeah,
you're the best coach.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really satisfying. You get it. It warms your heart, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, it really does.
Now you're goosebumps.
Yeah, I know it does. You're originally from Michigan.
I am.
What brought you here in 2002?
Just a journey. I left Michigan and went up to Alaska to get a little job at the salmon cannery, and that's where I met my kid's father, and he's from Fresno, so ended up here in 2002.
Yeah, so you're a Michigan or Michigan State fan?
Michigan State, diehard Spartan girl.
Spartans, that's where you went to school?
No, nope, I'm just a diehard Michigan State Spartan fan.
You like Michigan State, okay. And you are a Fresno guy. Right. You went to Edison High.
I went to Edison my freshman, sophomore year, and then I went to Bullard.
Bullard, okay, Bullard.
From Bullard.
And of course, you went to Fresno City for a while.
Yeah, I went there for a year.
And then you played in the major leagues for what, 9-10 years?
Right. Well, I got
roughly
drafted,
speaking.
Yeah, I got drafted by Seattle out of high school, but I went to junior college for a year, and then 2004 is when I had my setback with my elbow injury, and then from there I got traded to Houston, and then I got traded to St. Louis, and then last year.
Played for Tony La Russa, did you?
No, I was in AAA at the time.
AAA at the time.
Right,
okay,
right.
AAA. Okay, so did you take that big trip to the majors?
I got called up later on that year for like the September call-ups for about 2 weeks. So it was pretty cool.
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But now you're doing something that almost prepped you for this. Is that? I mean, that's kind of the way I see it. I don't know if you view it the same way. I mean, what you went through with competitive sports at the highest level. Now, how does this prep you for what you're doing now?
I mean, that's a pretty good question. It preps me all ways. I mean, it makes me grounded. You know what I mean? On top of that, it's just like I said, I know with the disabilities and then working with kids, getting out in the community, because with playing pro ball, you do that stuff anyway. So just to get out there and to show your face and to show the kids that they have someone positive to look up to by using sports. You know what I mean? So. We start with the softball league. That's our, my main thing. But we want to branch off and do all sports with soccer, basketball, tennis.
So, I mean, here's a difficult question. I mean, a lot of us. I mean, my daughter was not born with special needs. It came later after she became ill at the Fresno Fair and had E. coli bacteria. She has all kinds of physical problems now. But do you think the general public views special needs kids as different?
Yeah.
And not because they have a special need, but different in the way that they act or the way that they feel or in their wants and needs. Do you think the general public has a different perception of these kids rather than the I want to call the normal perception of other children playing in the playground or the ball field?
Mm-hmm. Well, I won't speak on the general population side, but I could tell you all of us have a little bit of disability no matter what, whether it's autism. Like some people can sit there for hours and read. Some people can pick up things faster. And I think it's just the level of the condition, where there's high, low. So I think we all have it. Like, some people could be a visual more than they are reading, So.
Yeah. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air. caller.
Yeah, I called earlier, but I just want to ask Tucker a question real quick, and both coaches. You know how kids are at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I used to coach a young, I had a travel team, and so it was a little bit more competitive.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a tournament where there were special kids like you're trying to do with your kids, and the kids sometimes were rude with other, because I had a disability, or they would say something that would hurt their feelings, whatever. And I know you probably came across it at one time or another. I know when I coached players, I would talk to the parents, and I would tell the parents if there was a problem that you had to tell the kids that these kids have a different need, a special need that we need to, care about them and not to think it's funny, because a lot of times the parents don't realize that until the kids are playing, like in your league or your organization, get hurt because they're being told they're not special, whatever, or you're not a player or whatever. And I would take that kid and the parents and explain to them that we're here to do something. We're here to do something that for the future in their lives that will change, because we put time and effort in giving them the love that we wanted to give them. And your kids have to understand that.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, that's a good call. That's a great call. Appreciate that. Go ahead.
What we do as far as that, I eliminate all that as far as our travel team with the bad mouthing, and you got the parents that, you're pretty sure you get the parents that get on the umpires and all that good stuff. So I have all the players sign contracts. Players, parents, and coaches sign contracts, like a code of conduct.
No cursing.
Contract. Yeah, no cussing, no talking down
no
on
fighting.
Your own players. Yeah, no fighting, no
charging the mound.
Yeah. So they sign a code of conduct, and that eliminates all that stuff. And if those rules get broken, you got 3 chances. 3 strikes, and you're out. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I was just going to throw in there, with our special needs side, we have a behavior consultant that works with us. And so
you need
we're also
that for
doing
the parents, not the
we
kids.
do. Well, yeah, it's more for the parents and for our volunteers and our coaches. So we're doing awareness classes as well as sports classes. So.
Got to get the lasso for some of those parents out there. Anyway, we're talking with Cardoza Tucker, Jana Keeley. They are with the Way of Life Sports Foundation, helping and doing good deeds right here in the city of Fresno. And it's our pleasure, by the way, to have them on the show, because they're helping special needs kids. Kids in general need help today. I don't care if they have special needs or not. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Back in a moment.
The Armenians. They arrived in the Central Valley over 100 years ago, and with them they brought their old world traditions. The Armenian Cultural Foundation of Fresno invites you to the Armenian Food Festival on September 27, 2014. Enjoy authentic shish kebab, mouth-watering desserts, live Armenian music and dancing, traditional dance performances, children's games and activities, farmers market, and more. All in Fresno's historic Old Armenian Town. For more details, visit FresnoArmenianFest.com.
And we're back here on the program on Connect with Me. We have a call waiting. Go ahead, caller.
I love the idea that he's working with handicapped kids, and I wanted to just know, do he work with amputee kids?
We actually are going into that. We want to branch off into all that, all disabilities. I actually got a friend of my aunt's, she's an amputee, where she lost her leg from like her hip up, and she's part of our team too, and she's actually been going to like the state offices and things like that to spread the word with getting everybody a disability. So with that, yes, that's something that we are definitely looking into, and we definitely want to get those leagues going too.
I mean, they're more than welcome to still come out and play.
Right.
Yeah.
Come out to El Radka, bring whomever you're interested in bringing out to us on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a great question, because there are some amputee kids that are, special prosthetics, and you will cater to that eventually.
Adults as well too.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me ask you, because let me put some pressure on both of you here a little bit, because you went to school here. You know what the problems are in this city as well as I do. There is the problem with Fresno Unified. They're talking about maybe splitting the district in 2. You have the problem of truancy, gangs, drugs. Are you hopeful to maybe branch out your organization, not only help special needs kids, but help some of those kids that don't have parents at home, that are truant, they're out on the street when they should be in school?
Right.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah. That's why we, for now, we start with going into the inner cities and doing the leagues. Basically, just giving the kids something that they can do instead of just hanging out.
But any kid, not special needs kids, just
any kid,
any child.
Right. This is just more of.
This is the start, is what you're saying.
Right. But we go out there, we form the leagues, and what the kids need is they need, like I said, a mentor, like a father figure, mother figure, someone to look up to.
But many of them don't have that.
Right. So we're going to provide that by getting our staff in there to relate to the kids and get through them by using sports and activities. A lot of them go home, play video games or anything like that. So it's not really a lot of physical activities anymore for the kids. So we want to try to do something fun and get them to keep coming back and partner.
But it's not only the kids in the inner city. It is the kids out in the suburbs as well.
Right.
Because many of them maybe live in single parent homes, or maybe their parents are never home because they're working. Let's roll a videotape. We can go to Al Radka Park again. So do you think you should be branching out not only to the inner city, but just branching out altogether into the suburbs as well?
Right.
We will.
Right.
We will expand. We're pretty soon, we want to take over the valley. We want to take over the state of California. We want to be a recognized foundation. We're here for everybody, youth and adults.
Where does as we're looking at some people out there at Al Radka Park and some great helpers out there, who are they right there so you can...
A couple volunteers showed up from Holzenbeck and Associates, which is a team of professionals who have worked with my son in doing his in-home therapy, and another gal who just applied on our website to come out and volunteer.
Where does the money go that you're able to raise through fundraisers or other
directly
means?
To our program? We are all volunteers, so none of us are getting paid out of this. We buy equipment. A lot of our equipment was stolen. Actually, all of our equipment was stolen September 2nd.
So, when?
September 2nd.
Over Labor Day weekend.
Where'd they steal it?
Out of our shed.
Not that. We had another shed that was...
Not that shed there.
No, that was actually donated after the fact, but...
You mean they stole the whole shed?
No,
they took the whole shed, or no?
Might as well. They took everything.
They took the contents.
Yeah, they took all of our gloves, balls, our bats, our helmets.
Wow.
We had field maintenance equipment like lawnmowers, weed whackers, edgers, just rakes. Endless. So.
I guess we should say the money now that we're getting is going to buy us new equipment, stuff that hasn't been donated to us, but it goes to pay for our field rentals.
Is there a general number where people can call if they want to donate a glove, a bat, a lawnmower?
Yes.
Give a general number. I know you have your number, but is there one, or do you just want to give both?
Yeah, you can
go
do
ahead.
both.
Yeah. Go ahead, slowly.
Sure, 559-301-7183.
Okay, and you, Cardoza?
That was for Jana, and for myself, Cardoza, it'll be 559-573-4559.
Okay, and you can use those two numbers to donate whatever you can to help out this organization, because it all goes towards the kids and their obviously their progressive development in sports and other activities throughout life. And it's the Way of Life Sports Foundation. So if you have a lawnmower, if you have an edger, if you have other equipment like sports equipment, a soccer ball even, right? A soccer ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. A basketball, a football, a bat, a glove.
Anything with
anything,
cleats, old baseball pants.
Old baseball pants that don't fit anymore, right? And this is Al Radka Park, 1916 to 2005 is when Al Radka, of course, lived. And he passed away in 2005, but the park dedicated to him. Very emotional time when that park was dedicated. And, he was a long-time broadcaster. Gary Kokola, our friend right there, of course, a part of this company right here, seen on the Kokola Broadcasting Company stations, as well as the Mark Sheeran stations, Ventura Broadcasting TV. Gary, a long-time broadcaster here in the Central Valley, almost a broadcasting legend himself. And Al Radka certainly was a broadcast legend in his own right. Any other final comments or words before we have to say goodbye for now, but you guys will come back, obviously, I hope.
Right.
Sure.
I hope you'll come back.
If you only
Any
invite us back.
any final
Final
words?
words is no matter the disability, no matter what you guys are going through, Way of Life Sports Foundation has an open door policy, so come visit us.
Yeah,
Look
and
us up on-
encourage those
yeah.
kids. Cardoza, you want to have the final word there?
Right. You can also go onto our website. It's wayoflifesportsfoundation.org for, if you guys want to drop off donations, equipment. We also have our volunteer sheets and sign-up forms. If you got any of the viewers out there want to sign up, you can go to our Facebook page, or you can just simply give us a call.
Okay. Quickly, before you go, any predictions on the playoffs? Baseball playoffs are coming up. This is the last week of the season.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go with the Angels and the Nationals World Series.
Angels and Nationals in the World Series?
Right.
No Dodgers, huh?
No Dodgers.
Good man. I'm with you.
I have Detroit. I have Detroit all the way. No.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, you're from Michigan.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have to
I
back.
don't like what they did to my A's over the last couple of years, but
Yeah.
that's okay. That's another story. Jana,
Thank
good
you.
luck to you. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure meeting you, both
you.
of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing for the community. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time here. Jana Keeley and Cardoza Tucker of the Way of Life Sports Foundation. We'll be back with our second guest here on Connect with Me in just a moment.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Tough TV is the first digital broadcast network to offer first-run original programming targeted at men. Tough TV features content that men are passionate about. Sports.
No matter what happens in the fight, oh, good right, left. He's coming on strong.
Lifestyle.
What we've done is we've created a technology that allows us to run video games in extremely powerful servers in server centers.
Drama.
Did you cause this?
Reality.
Welcome to this edition of Eye for an Eye. Now, today in court, we have the case of the reckless brother who tried to unravel his own family ties.
Talk.
Bam, we have a winner.
Specials.
I'm Dick Butkus. Welcome to the Butkus Awards TV special.
And movies.
Everybody on your knees, put your hands on the table.
Sports, lifestyle, drama, reality, talk, specials, and movies. Are you tough enough?
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Retro TV, your home for classic television. The greatest shows in history are here for you to enjoy. Join Cosby and Culp as secret agent men in I Spy. Ride along the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights in Bonanza. Hit the beat with Joe Friday in Dragnet. And that's not all. Retro TV offers endless fun and excitement for the whole family to enjoy. Retro TV, the best in classic television.
You can find Retro TV on over-the-air channel 13.4.
Hey, we're back here on the program having a lot of fun here on a Wednesday morning on Connect with Me. And, our thanks to Jana Keeley and, of course, Cardoza Tucker doing some good deeds here in the city of Fresno with those young kids. And this coming weekend on Saturday is going to be the Armenian Festival. And it's a one-day event, and let's roll some video here and we'll show you some pictures of some previous events. All this taking place, of course, at the Armenian Cultural Center. Now, I know you know where that is, or most of you should know where it is by now, Ventura and N Street. If you know where Selland Arena is, it's right across Ventura Avenue from Selland. This is the big tent out there. They got the dancing, they got the food, they got everything. Takes place on Saturday, starts at 11 o'clock in the morning and runs all the way until midnight and beyond. I mean, if there are people out there, they're not going to shut the place down. But you might recall a couple of weeks ago, well, actually more than that, maybe about a month ago, we had Kopi over here talking about the Greek Fest. Now it's time to support the Armenian Fest right here. It raises money for the Armenian Cultural Center. There's food, there's dancing, there's all kinds of music, games for the kids. Bring your kids. I mean, this is like a kids type event. It's right up their alley. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday, which many of you may not be, 11 a.m. to midnight, right here in the city of Fresno, live in our studio, let's take that, is our Catchatoorian. He is, I guess he's an event planner. He knows all about the Armenian Cultural Center. He is out there promoting the event. He was, well, yesterday we'll talk about where he was promoting this event coming up on Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning it starts. Your phone calls are encouraged. We're going to talk about the Armenian Fest here, 436-ME-TV. We'll talk about the Armenian culture as well and what that means to the center of this Central Valley, the city of Fresno. We're back with our program here in just a moment.
The Armenians. They arrived in the Central Valley over 100 years ago, and with them they brought their old world traditions. The Armenian Cultural Foundation of Fresno invites you to the Armenian Food Festival on September 27, 2014. Enjoy authentic shish kebab, mouth-watering desserts, live Armenian music and dancing, traditional dance performances, children's games and activities, farmers market, and more. All in Fresno's historic Old Armenian Town. For more details, visit FresnoArmenianFest.com.
Back here in the program, kind of splitting this program up today, talking about the Armenian Fest now, 436-ME-TV, option 11. All the information that you need to know about this event is taking place right here on this set because we have our Catchatoorian who is, you're promoting this event, right?
I sure am, John.
All right,
sure
all right.
Am.
And where were you yesterday? You're with our buddy Mike Scott.
Mike Scott and
Central Valley
Talk. Your old digs over there, and they gave me the grand tour, and it was nice.
So what'd you think of the Briggs digs?
Great. They had a little technical difficulties, and as you know, that's part of the business, so we weren't able to run the videos that we're going to be able to run today.
Roll the videotape, as they say in broadcasting. That's kind of an old term, comes from Warner Wolf out of New York. He used to say that when he was on the air years ago, and so I kind of, I like that term. Let's roll the videotape. All right, what are we looking at here?
So this is just a ticket reel. So when you get out to the festival, every festival has their own way to buy your scripts. So go out, buy your tickets, and ticket prices are going to range for food. Are going to range anywhere from $6 to $15, ranging whether you're going to get a small appetizers. These are cheese pastries, as we call them, cheese buregs, and they're kind of like the spanakopita, the Greek make the pastry too.
Yeah.
That looks like some of the yalanchi, the grape leaves, stuffed grape leaves, usually has rice, barley, a very healthy diet.
What's that?
That's the hummus. That's made with tahini, chickpeas, garlic, lots of garlic, really good with bread and crackers. That's one of our volunteers over there. And she is showing us, I think, looks like a tray of some pastries. There's going to be all kinds of pastries and appetizers and shish kebab and the whole 9 yards. I didn't bring any for you because I know you had the stents put in. I didn't think it was a good idea for the shish kebab for you.
I already have 2 stents. I don't need 2 more. But how? I want to go back out. Let's roll some more videotape. I know how rich the Greek food is. They cook in olive oil. They cook in butter, which is the worst thing for me with stents. Is the Armenian food, is it similar to the Greek food? Is it rich in nature?
It really depends on what you choose to eat. If you're going to have a shish kebab, either lamb or beef, and with some rice, which is usually made with we make it with olive oil in our house. It's a little bit lighter and less. It's a little healthier, but I think they may make it with butter. Typically, it's because it gives it more flavor. People tend to like it more.
Yeah.
So if you eat that, then definitely. But there's all kinds of healthy meals like the Armenian salads and what we saw, the hummus and the grape leaves. That's just it's all natural ingredients. Rice, barley. Not really heavy on your heart, I guess if you could say.
Yeah, and olive oil is supposed to be much better for you in terms of eating with your salad or cooking.
Now, what we're looking at here on the screen, John, we just missed, but we were talking about health. There's going to be a farmer's market. We have some really, as you know, the Armenians have been in the valley for over 100 years, and mainly as farmers. So we bring a lot of fresh produce. So if people like to go to the farmer's market and they're not, they want somewhere to go all day Saturday in the downtown area, they could be able to get some nice fresh fruits and vegetables from our local farms here. And then there's going to be all kinds of booths, for kids, games, toys, jewelry booths. We have all kinds of vendors here that will come out to the festival. Actually, we're going to have a booth. Meet Ventura Broadcasting will have a booth out there.
Well, they're going to have a booth, and you're going to be out there, and you're wearing the...
I am. This is my... let me go back on that shot.
What are you wearing there?
This is the official... So I was actually part of one of the... This is our 9th or 10th year. This is one of our first year staff shirts. I'm not going to turn around, but it says staff on the back. So if you guys come out on... Saturday, you'll probably see me in this, run around, and other members. So it kind of helps people know who's standing out, and it's nice and bright and green.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Okay, we're talking with Ara Catchatoorian, and the Armenian Fest takes place this Saturday, 11 o'clock to midnight, or maybe beyond. We'll see about that. The Armenian Cultural Center, located at Ventura and N Street, right across there from Selland Arena, which has been there, it seems like to me, I don't know, like 1,000 years. Anyway, we're back with our program, 436 MeTV option 11, in a moment. Back here on the show, connect with me on a Wednesday morning. Let's roll a videotape here on the set, and we're going to show you at home the Armenian Cultural Center from past events. It takes place this Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning. So, Ara, you mentioned a lot of booze, a lot of setups, a lot of time donated by people that are going to come out and set up. It's putting one of these festivals together, I know just from being involved in the Greek Fest, it's a difficult process.
Yeah, and John, this is our 9th or 10th year that we've been doing this, so every year we kind of get better at it. The Greeks have been at it for, I don't know, probably 30, 40 years here in the valley.
Yeah, but it's still a difficult task.
Exactly, and, coordinating everybody, getting everybody to, first of all, just getting people to donate their time on a Saturday to come out and, support the community. So, but, this is a big fundraiser for us. The center houses about 7 different organizations from it's the Armenian Cultural Foundation is the name of the center, or in the organization that's there.
Yeah.
But this is what we're looking at right now. This is one of the dance groups. The foundation has a dance, folk, an arts and culture group where they do poetry and dance. So this is we're looking at some stills of a dance group that'll be dancing in traditional Armenian attire. And then we have musical performances. There'll be live music. We have some really good, very well known in the Armenian community, Richard Hagopian. He is like a 5-man. And when we saw that little commercial here, there's a band that's in the picture. That was at the church's event, but he'll be playing here at the foundation's event as well. And as you can see, we have a lot of guys that are coming that are in the military. There's actually a group that's behind that image, that they're a motorcycle club out of LA, that they come down here with a big entourage of all sorts of Harleys. So, if people are into bikes and want to check out some really cool bikes, they'll be there. It's all kinds of things to do for all ages, all age groups. If they just want to come out and hang out and play some chess and have some coffee and eat some pastries and just enjoy the atmosphere. There'll be tents out there.
I want to roll another piece of videotape, and I want you to talk about this. We talked about this last year and perhaps the year before, but a very interesting part of the Armenian culture. Explain what we're looking at there.
So this festival originated, it's actually an old world tradition that we wanted to bring to the public here in the Central Valley. It's been held, this tradition's kind of been held privately in some homes here in the Central Valley. And every year the turnout would just be bigger and bigger. What we're looking at here is grape molasses. So the event, the stills are kind of moving quickly. So
what's this called?
It's a harvest festival, the Purpoor, P-R-P-O-O-R. I guess if you were to put it hyphenetically, it'd be P-U-H-R-P-O-O-R. And what that really means, it's just the bubbles of this molasses. So it signifies the end of the harvest. And what they do is typically the day before the festival, or the morning of the festival actually, they'll go out and pick grapes, and then they'll put them in a big vat, like you've probably seen in I Love Lucy when they stomp on them. And they do that, and they produce a grape juice, and then that's put into that big vat, and that's cooked, simmered all day.
With honey?
No, just as far as I know, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't.
They add the honey later, or
no? It's actually turns into molasses. There's
no
honey.
It turns into molasses. Oh yeah, okay.
So what it is it's the making of grape molasses, and that kind of the end result is a bubbly substance that kind of grows, not grows, but it comes up on the surface of the liquid.
Almost it foams up to the top.
It foams up, so that's the purpur, the bubbles or the foam. And it's at the height of the festival, people will start gathering around this vat and start chanting purpur, purpur, meaning, it's just
How far back does this go?
Oh, hundreds of years.
Okay.
Hundreds of years. I mean, it's been here in the valley, brought by some families, probably for the last 50 to 60 years, but it goes back to old village traditions.
Yeah.
And I think the region is Kesab. Before we go, I just want to say, let's all be Armenian today.
Okay.
I got a little flag here for you.
Okay. Hey, why not? Hey, why not? That's a good thing. And I know we only have a couple of minutes left, but I do want to mention that during the Greek Fest, I know I go to church, and many of you know I'm Greek, right? So the priest stands up there, Father James Pappas, you know who he is, and he preaches about volunteering. How important it is to volunteer. Let's roll the next videotape. It's just as important at this event or any event that you're involved in. Without the volunteers, the event doesn't take place.
Oh, that's so true, John. And it really it's an event where we could all come together. We're all involved in little other small groups. As I mentioned, it houses 7 different organizations. Like myself and my wife were involved with the scouting organization. But this is an event that encompasses all of the art organizations, and everybody comes together.
And we're looking at volunteers right now.
Maybe 100 or 200 families here in the valley, and they may not all be there on the day of the event, but they work in the background. They may be working for the last months on, like for myself, I work on the PR campaigns. There's other individuals that work on securing donations for maybe food or whatever it is. And ultimately, all of us are working for a common goal. This is our largest fundraiser, and this money that we take gets put right back into the center. It secures our operating costs. It helps us to make sure that our center is going to be there another 100 years. The commercial we saw during the break, there's a picture of some old men standing in the building. If you watch it carefully, that's the old Armenian Center, which is now where the Fresno Conference Center. So, and that's in the early 1900s. And I know we came into the valley in around 1890s.
Okay, gotta go.
All right.
This Saturday. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Saturday.
Good job
11 a.m.
of explaining.
to midnight.
All right. Armenian Cultural Center on Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight, Ventura and N Street across from Selland Arena. It's the Armenian Fest. Money goes to raise awareness of the Armenian culture and money raised for the Armenian Cultural Center. Back with another edition tomorrow of Connect with Me. Storyland, Playland will be our topic here. Have a great day.